Now is the time for all of us to connect again with our planet. This one and only Earth, this creation of beauty, wonders, and fragility. Let's take this time to reflect and reconnect with the natural world so that we can find the light again.
When you bring your body out into the landscape, you're bringing your body home to where it belongs. Because with all due respect, human bodies weren't really made for offices, for streets and corners and tight places. In the Irish psyche, landscape has a unique presence. One of the wonderful insights of the Celtic imagination was that landscape is alive. I think that it makes a huge difference in one's life when you leave your house, whether you believe you're walking out into location, which is simply dead space that you're crossing to get to where you need to go, or whether you believe you're actually walking into a living universe. If you believe the second, then your walk becomes a different thing.
My name is Elizabeth Gadd. I'm an artist, photographer, and videographer from the mountains and rainforests of Western Canada. Almost 20 years ago, when I was a teenager, I discovered photography for my first time. I always had a deep love for my natural surroundings, for the wildlife, and for the calming feeling I'd find when spending time alone in nature. Soon the camera became an instrument to help capture that love and connection I felt in these places. I began to channel my creativity through taking self-portraits. It was a therapeutic way to express my emotions and to create images that depict the feelings of stillness, awe, and exhilaration that I experience when in the face of these landscapes. Whether spending just a few hours or several days at a time in the backcountry, I always found such a profound sense of freedom in the solitude, with just me and my dog, Pepper. Then, a few years ago, I ended up meeting my life partner while hiking in these mountains, another photographer sharing a similar love and passion for the wilderness. And soon I discovered what it means to not only value these moments of solitude, but to also find joy in sharing these wonders with someone special. When out here, my primary goal is to be present to my surroundings, to first experience these places through my own eyes before a camera lens. But when the inspiration hits or my imagination soars with ideas for new storytelling images, I set up my camera on a tripod and I use a remote timer or an intervalometer to capture these photos or videos. Once I'm in this creative flow, everything else simply falls away. It could be snowing or raining, cold or windy, but when I'm in front of the camera, I tend to forget about everything else. I'm just present, accepting and embracing all the elements. If anything, it makes me feel more alive. These days, by sharing some of these moments through these images and videos, I hope to bring this sense of nature's peace to others who don't have access to these places. Or I hope these moments can inspire others to seek a deeper connection, a kinder and gentler relationship, both with nature and within themselves. Mother Nature has continually nurtured and healed my own soul, so I hope maybe I can do the same now in return.
There's a quiet wisdom that lives in nature, something ancient yet ever-changing. It speaks in shifting skies, in soft winds that carry forgotten stories. In the calm between mountains, where the world feels still, this is where I feel most alive, part of something far greater than myself. Mother Nature doesn't just surround us, she shapes us. In the pull of the tides, the warmth of the light, the air that moves through every living thing. And when we start to slow down, we begin to see just how deeply connected we really are. To witness her beauty is a gift, but also a calling. A reminder to protect what has shaped not only our world, but our very being. A love letter written in light, across oceans, across skies. Forever sharing this precious planet as one.
Hello, I'm Jane Goodall. I still travel about 300 days a year around the world, everywhere, and I'm meeting more and more people now who've lost hope. And this mustn't happen, because if we lose hope, we become apathetic and then we do nothing. And if more and more people do nothing, we're doomed. People are always asking me, Dr. Jane, do you really have hope? I know that we can slow down climate change, slow down the loss of biodiversity. We can develop more sustainable lifestyles. We can alleviate poverty. We can change our attitude towards those who are different. But will we? My main reason for hope, the main one of all, is our young people. All around the world, when young people understand the problems and they're empowered to take action, they are making change. Our own Jane Goodall Institute Roots and Shoots program, now in 75 countries, involves young people from kindergarten all the way through university. And the main message is, every single day you live, every one of you listening, you make a difference every single day. And you can choose what sort of difference you make, what you buy, what you eat, what you wear. How was it made? Did it harm the environment? Was it cruel to animals? Is it cheap because of unfair wages? Well then, look for a more ethically produced product. Will it cost a bit more? Maybe, but then you'll value it more and waste less. So, young people everywhere are choosing projects to make the world better. For Roots and Shoots, it's to make it better for people, for animals, for the environment. And they're influencing parents, grandparents, teachers, and friends. It's incredible what they're doing. And even the small actions, like turning off the lights. When millions of people turn off lights, that cumulatively makes a big difference. And my second reason for hope is nature is amazingly forgiving. I've seen so many places everywhere where we had totally destroyed the natural world, but give nature time, perhaps a bit of help, and she will once more make those places beautiful again. And then animals on the very brink of extinction can be given another chance. Why is that? It's because people who care passionately show that indomitable human spirit. It may seem an impossible task, but they won't give up, and so often they succeed. And then finally, our amazing intellect. It hasn't been used wisely. If we were intelligent, we wouldn't be destroying our only home. We're not likely to find another planet to support human life in our lifetimes, so we better get together and look after the one we have. And we have been destroying that home of ours ever since the Industrial Revolution. Now scientific minds are being bent towards technology that can help us live in greater harmony. And then, in addition to that, individuals are thinking about their own environmental footprint and thinking of ways in which they can make a less heavy impact on our poor old planet. It is our only home. There is still so much beauty left, and it is really worth our while getting together to make a difference. So that is the message. You matter. You have a role to play in this planet. Don't give up. Because it's so dark, that means we must roll up our sleeves and fight harder and not give in to the powers that are still destroying the planet for the sake of our children and all future generations and for the sake of Mother Earth.
Where the ocean meets the coastline is a special sort of magic. One that thrives with movement, unpredictability, and life. To watch the tide and waves ebb and flow, crashing in and out of the shoreline, is to be mesmerized. Because here, whether in the calm or the chaos, the beauty of the sea remains constant. A reminder that we, too, are like the sea, here and whole, despite always changing. And as we reflect and find ourselves breathing in time with the crashing of the waves, maybe we become inspired to join the sea in this dance, to become more connected to this ever-changing flow of life, this underlying energy that runs through us all.
When we were about 22, we got this overwhelming longing to just live a simple life in nature.
Yes, although we had absolutely no idea what to do with that longing because we'd only lived in big cities our whole lives and we were just totally clueless. We knew absolutely nothing about how to live in the wild, but we just couldn't shake this voice in our heads that was luring us out to the mountains and the forests. We're Laura and Aaron and we've been living in the wild now for almost 6 years in our self-converted camper van.
Let's show you around a bit. So here's our tiny cooking stove that pulls out like this. All of the wood in the van was basically just free pallet wood that we rescued from the trash. We've got a tiny sink here and that's powered by this little foot pump down here, like so. We've got loads and loads of storage in the van. Honestly, we can store loads of clothes, loads of books, and lots of other things. And all the cabinetry here was secondhand. Pretty much everything in this van was upcycled. So the reason we started van life was because it was the cheapest way for us to access a life out in the wild. We wanted to feel connected to nature and we just wanted to have some meaning in our lives because up until that point our lives had felt so busy but yet so hollow at the same time. So instead we bought a minibus and spent 3 months converting it into our little home. We wanted it to feel like a wooden cabin on wheels and nowadays we basically just wild camp, parking up in nature.
One thing we really noticed when we started camping in nature was how relaxed we felt. It was as if our nervous systems were finally at ease. Like cities can be so overstimulating with noise and cars and people rushing about and flashing lights and advertisements everywhere trying to catch your attention. And it's as if the only way to stay sane with all of those distractions happening around you is to kind of shut down your senses, eyes down, headphones on, and you just kind of go inwards. We didn't really notice how much the city had been affecting our peace of mind until we left. Being in nature just softened us and melted those walls that we'd put up. It was like we just opened up our senses again to all of the natural stimulus happening around us. We became so much more curious, like, what kind of bird is making that gorgeous sound? I wonder what it looks like, and what's that insect getting up to on that leaf? And just noticing everything, noticing the different textures on different bark, on different trees.
Once that curiosity kicks in for the earth around you, you start to become more familiar with the plants and creatures in your area. You learn more about them and begin to feel close to them as if you know them. I think that's when you can really develop a genuine passion and care for nature. That's when we started learning about the environmental impact of everything we buy and consume and started seeking out kinder, less destructive alternatives. We began altering our lifestyle from a place of deep compassion for the planet. We were once told that the best way to create change in the world is to channel your cause through your skills. We're both artists and we like to express our love of the earth through our creativity. I write songs about reconnecting with nature and Laura makes tapestries like this one inspired by all the natural medicinal plants that we can use to heal.
There's definitely a sense of belonging that we feel living this close to nature. It's like we're experiencing for the first time what it actually feels like to be a proper human being, an earthling, a member of this planet. So if you do notice a voice within you that longs to feel connected to the earth, to get to know the plants and the creatures and the landscapes around you and feel really alive, maybe that is a voice that you should listen to, because really it's just the earth inviting you to come back home.
My name is Jonna Jinton, and I'm a Swedish artist and filmmaker. My creative journey started when I left the city life and moved 1,000 kilometers north, back to my roots, to a small forest village where my family has lived for over 400 years. Surrounded by endless forests and quiet lakes, something deep within me came to life. It was here that everything truly unfolded. The silence gave space for the voice of my heart, and the shifting light and the rhythm of the seasons filled me with a longing to create and to capture the beauty that I saw and felt all around me. What inspires me the most are the contrasts of the seasons. In summer, the sun never truly sets. The nights are filled with a soft magical twilight and the mist that dances across the lakes. I often stay awake throughout these endless nights to be out in nature and soak up all of the beauty. And then the winter comes. The sun rises only for a brief moment each day, and we live in darkness. But it's a darkness lit by stars, and the northern lights that move like spirits across the sky. Nature has always been the heart of everything I create. And over the years, this inspiration has grown into films, paintings, and music. And my deepest wish is to make something beautiful enough to move through the noise, through the barriers, and reach the heart of someone else.
My hope. I hope to see peace and harmony restored around the globe. I hope to see our beautiful planet Earth be freed from suffering and distress. As the saying goes, hope springs eternal in every human breast.